Welcome, motherfuckers. Welcome. It is time for you to dance. Alright, so we're doing this crypto thing. What's going on? Alright, sound check. Sounds working. Alright, there it is. So, I did it before. I figured out how to use this sound stream lab thing, and I don't know how to do it. So you can't see my screen, which is pretty much what I was wanting to do. I was wanting to show you my screen to show you some things and things of that nature, you know. So
we're in live production. You know we have fun on to do what it do on this on me. You know what it is. Yeah. It's your chance to do your dance. It's your chance to do your dance. Get down. Hey, your inhibitions at home.
So I guess I'll start talking whenever somebody comes in here and starts saying something, you know. There we go. I'm promoting my stuff right now. You're live with Satoshi. What do you want to know? You know, this is why I don't go live and things of that nature, because if everybody knew Satoshi was live, they'd be there. But guess what? You don't see any of that. You over there watching them Fat Boy Crypto and damn Altcoin Daily and Crypto Zombie trying to win that free ledger. Yeah, but see, the thing is, you're not gonna win a ledger, okay? He's not really giving away ledgers. Okay, I know. I met the guy at the conference. We were talking about it. I was like, man, how can you afford to buy all those ledgers where our space isn't even that big? And he was like, no, I'm just fucking with y'all. I never go to no crypto conferences or nothing like that. But I did have a bunch of Bitcoin. And it's probably gone now. Well, I'm thinking it'll come back to me one day, but that's not the case. Apparently. What the fuck you cannot post? Let's figure this shit out together. You cannot post it. Okay, motherfucker. Got it. Can I comment on the post? See if I can post in comments. It's just that one group with some bullshit. Alright, that's great. Perfect. Alright. Bitcoin. posted. Oh wow, say word. Fucking full of shit, motherfucker. Some more son of this account. Hey, how's it going there? It is me, Satoshi Nakamoto. You know, if you have any questions, ask. I can answer all of your questions. Okay. Market's gonna fall out in September. If you're wondering about the hot girl in the picture, she'll probably come in here in a little bit. You know, I'm not sure how fun she's gonna be, but yeah. Mark's crashing in September. All that yeah, damn all the damn um probably should smoke. Allows me to talk more or whatever. But yeah, all that the motherfuckers don't got to pay their bills and all this other shit. All that ends September. Right as the damn market's gonna crash. Where we going with the pump today? Shit, I don't know. Yeah, everybody's fucking confused as shit right now to what's gonna happen. So in my mind, I'm not sure about today, and if I don't know, I'm I'm the type of person I'm not gonna act like I know some shit I don't know. Um, I'm expecting in the next couple of days is gonna be a fake out. We're gonna have to touch down one more time, I believe. As far as the CME gaps, the CME gaps is the only thing that made me think we're gonna come down one more time. But once we come down that one more time, so yeah, we might hit 13, but we still gotta come down because of the CME gaps. And technically, we don't have to come down, but once we do come down, and we will, I'm sure of it. Everybody was like, "Oh well, you know, do do the CME gaps mean anything in crypto or whatever?" And they said, "No, it doesn't mean anything. We're all the," yeah, and they still did it. You got to take into consideration. You're talking about institutional money, so you got these big institutions that's waiting for this drop or will even create the drop just so everybody else can feel at ease. And you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm thinking we might not even have a drop. A lot of folks talking about, gas. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a long way down. But I think when it does happen, it'll be like a flash crash only because we're dealing with institutional money. And that whole fucking CME gap is some institutional shit. You know what I'm saying? So one entity that controls five other accounts like NASDAQ or something like that, they could take all of their stuff and just, put 4 or 5 million and just crash the price on down there so everybody else could be relieved and say, "See, I told you it's got to be filled." Now create that. Even if we go to fucking over 20,000, I don't know. I don't know. I think at some point in time, and it's probably going to be after September, after November, after January and February, at some point in time, the CME shit and the Bitcoin, even with institutional, it's not even gonna be a fucking. They said that the fucking the internet started off with this voice thing, and this voice thing was bigger than the internet, and they're saying no, the internet is bigger than this voice thing because of the applications that could come on. So long story short, now this damn voice thing that you used to use to get dial up on is so big it's on the internet, and the internet is the big thing, and the voice thing is nobody even uses it. It's irrelevant. That's what the internet and all of the finance and the NASDAQ and all that, you're going to put all of that stuff on the blockchain, and it's going to be such a small little piece of it, it's not even going to be relevant. It's like, damn, people used to use this, but we're not there yet. Will it? I mean, I'm in 2021, but everybody else and what we're talking about is 2020, right? So it's possible it could go down to 9,700. Yes, it's possible. And that's why I'm hesitant. And I think that's why a lot of other people are hesitant. And I'll be glad if it does go down. And I think a lot of entities want to push it down so everybody can be relieved and be like, okay, there's nothing but blue skies from here. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think at some point in time it's going to come down. But things like Chainlink, I don't think Chainlink is going to go under 15. You know? 8 at the super lowest. I don't think Chainlink will ever be lower than $8. So even if everything else crashes and all this other shit goes down because of the Bitcoin price going down, I think Chainlink will stay there, and I think Ethereum will hold pretty good. I don't think Ethereum's going to go into $335. Just my take on it. I wish I could show you my screen because then I could show you some things. Don't smoke. It's bad for you. You know. But yeah, like looking at the markets, that was the pump. Oh shit, you can't even see it, it's backwards. But that was the pump yesterday. Everybody knows what the pumps were for yesterday and the day before and everything. And it looks like a bunch of people, instead of taking out like what I was doing, since I didn't take the time to set limit orders. I understand how to do it, but I haven't done it, so it's really hard. Just like people getting into crypto, it's just really hard. Yes, I'm American. Them, I don't even remember what the hell I was talking about. Talking about limit orders being hard. Limit orders is not hard. Neither is crypto. But people be intimidated and be like, "Oh, well, I don't know. What if I mess up?" That's how I feel about limit orders because I just haven't done it yet. I've damn near done it, but I haven't completed a limit order and watched it work. So, but that's what I planned on doing today. And I've been really, I've been just leaving my stuff on Coinbase, getting charged heavy fees because I'm switching it into an altcoin. Uh, I think it's Dinero or something. The thing that started with a D. I'm switching it into an altcoin. So if I think the market's going to crash, I'll switch it into altcoin. I'll basically lose $4, two coming out and two going in, around about. And you know, take it out when it's high, put it back in when it's low. But why not use a fucking stop loss? You know what I'm saying? Why not use because I didn't take the time because I'm doing all this cool shit, being cool and everything. Fucking on pussy and goddamn smoking and things of that nature. But I could have put some stop loss in, then I wouldn't have to look at the shit. It wouldn't even matter what it was. I could just leave it there on the stop losses and just let it bounce up and down and all around and shit. I think the key to crypto right now, for me anyway, is them forget about it. That's what I've been trying to do for the last 2 years. Just forget about it. Forget I even had crypto. And just wait for everybody else to catch up. You know. Of course, we looked at things and thought, okay, people are gonna catch up, and they never did. You know, they're still waiting for the damn president to give them a bailout. They checking their mail for damn free money and assistance, and they think that it's 1995 and shit. Everybody thinks everything's gonna go back to the way it was, and all of it. They're like they got a false perception. I'm I'm constantly running into people that they act like they know something. Like, oh well, the market went down, so whenever the market goes down, it's a buying opportunity. Not necessarily. Not in 2020. And then they're like, oh well, we made money, so if we made money, then why would you tell us to not mess with the market? Because I mean, yeah, you can make some money in the immediate short term, but like, then what? You know, one day it's gonna be a loss. One day you're gonna take a loss. Then what? Which is my point on any of that and all of that. Like, what after you take the loss? Um, yes, they're definitely planning to take down the U.S. It's not like they're planning to do it. They've been planning to do it a long time ago. They've been carrying out the fucking. They've been carrying the shit out. You know what I'm saying? It's already done. The food supplies being tampered with all across the world. Like, I mean, check out the Dollar Vigilante. Write that down. Dollar Vigilante. Check out this show. I like to watch this show. It's really entertaining and shit. Got about the same vibration. Actually, the Dollar Vigilante is full of good information. He's actually the reason that I started stacking silver last year. Very, very good information on this show. It's the difference between getting your information from someone who's getting paid to tell you something. Yeah, you watching? Yeah, it's the difference between somebody getting paid to tell you something or somebody who has the freedom to just tell you something. If you're getting like for example, if you watch him, I'm sure you know of Chico Crypto and all them or whatever, right? But they're slaves to their sponsors. Like this dude don't got no sponsors. He's like, hey, I'm going to give you information. I'm going to give you a bunch of information that you missed. And that's what's going on with me. Basically, eventually, I'm going to be able, and you yourself, whoever's watching this, is going to be able to, you're going to be able to utilize information nobody else has access to. So, as far as taking down the United States, right? Let's just briefly touch on that and the internet and information, right? So, Obama started the shit where basically they're shutting down the internet, freedom of speech, all that. And there was some organization that was made for this, and then he handed it over to him, which is pretty much like the UN. It's like international type deal or whatever. And they're set up to do the stuff, but they didn't do any big changes yet until Trump comes in. First thing Trump's yelling is fake news. They get rid of Alex Jones. They get rid of fucking Farrakhan. They get rid of a bunch of people. Everybody who was saying some shit and telling people, hey, look at what's going on. The people who are giving out information, I got rid of all of them as soon as Trump comes into office. And they say fake news, whatever. And just like, you know, 2001, once you give away some of your freedoms, they're not coming back. You know what I'm saying? It's a new normal. That's the new program, man. Everybody in the news is saying new normal and all of this other shit, but we know what it is. So basically, the same way they're getting the YouTube content where you can't see people that's talking about crypto and it's harder to, they're just making it real hard because it's the agenda. It's basically the agenda. I gotta, I gotta share this one time and then I'm gonna come and read that message. I see you sent me a couple messages. Give me just a second. Appreciate the company. I was gonna be up here talking regardless. Uh, I'm just trying to get it together. Once I can, yeah, once I can, once I get all this shit together and make it effortless, then I'll be able to give a bunch of content, and then I'm just gonna shut my shit down and I'll go to those other places. You know, they took a bunch of channels. Yep, they took a bunch of channels down. Uh, yeah. that corona shit is fake as hell. Everybody who deals with money knew the market was about to crash, and it's a perfect invisible enemy for everybody to be afraid of, and for your securities to get taken a hold of. And then in September, when they say, "Oh, well, we don't have the money, and if we do this, then this, that, and the third," basically, just look at any other fucking country besides America. All the shit that been going on all around the world, it's just gonna happen here, just the same way, maybe even worse, because the people ain't ready for it. And then when we revolt over here, it's gonna get nasty. Motherfuckers over here don't give a fuck, man. You know, economic depression with, let's just say, Africa. If they did something in Africa where it was like, everything got even worse, they'd be like, "Oh man, we need food, this, that, and the third. Our supply lines is fucked up." They could be more sustainable. But see, what's going to happen here is we don't have any real food. We have grocery stores, and 2003 maybe, Bush signed the shit where basically there was a fund for farmers not to grow food. You know, farmers were getting paid not to grow crops. And the only reason I know this is because I went to Minnesota around that time, and it was nothing but like fucking farm and shit. And this guy was basically breaking down the Monsanto's things, how they, round up the real seeds. They say stop growing food and all this other shit. Next thing you know, they introduced the genetically modified seeds, and then they could come chop down a piece of your crop, test it, and say, hey, these are our seeds. These are our genetically modified seeds. Trying to get a hold of all of the real seeds. So basically, like, for example, if they shut down the grocery store, people wanted to revolt, whatever, they would have to have real seeds. Otherwise, what's going to happen is they're going to use genetically modified seeds. It's not going to grow. I mean, it's going to grow some shit that's not good for you, basically, and then it's not going to have seeds to regrow it again. It's like a one grow done. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, they genetically modified the seeds. Obama, when he was in office, what he did with the seeds was he passed the shit for them to put that big ass thing together where it's in the North or the South Pole, and all of the different everybody in the world donated their seeds. It's a seed storage, basically. Yeah, Monsanto shit, that's bad shit. And then look, I got shit on my phone that needs to be on the internet. I ain't even had time to upload it. And once I get my live together, I could bring these things up and show them to you. Be like, boom, look, this is what Like, I know the history because I lived it. I paid attention, right? So, for example, they could say Alex Jones is a crazy guy. He got something wrong, and now he should be stoned to death. All right, that's cool and all, but at the same time, he was talking about a lot of real shit, and he was showing you factual documents and all this good stuff. And if you weren't around to get that transmission, if you didn't pay attention when all of these things were going on, and then they take it down and silence the people who are giving the information. If you didn't get the information when it was available, then you don't know. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know that they got the 5G towers set up all around the country, and they did an ordinance last year to cut down all of the trees in front of federal buildings because they know that whenever the protesters come in September and November, and they're like, hey, we're whatever they're saying, that they're gonna fucking turn that 5G shit on, and it's gonna nuke the shit out of them. They're gonna have cell radiation poisoning. They're gonna appear sick, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, well, somebody in the crowd had coronavirus." You see what I'm saying? If you don't know that, then you'll be down there with a fucking sound like an asshole, talking about, "Hey, we want," but if you were paying attention, you would know not to take your stupid ass down there. You would have known what you could have done to better yourself and your family and so on and so forth, right? So I don't know. It's just knowing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know where they're doing the fucking damming and burning down the woods and all of this different shit. If you don't know geographically where they're gonna do what they're gonna do, you be in the wrong place in the wrong time, and it was all for nothing. Yeah, man, paying attention. I met a 97-year-old man. Actually, it's not like I met him. I seen him before. I never talked to him. This motherfucker told me all kind of shit, like what we talking about. And I know he ain't on the fucking internet. He said he's got a third grade education, probably not even that, because he worked on the cornfields or some shit like that. And he said he just had to pay attention. He said every 10 years they'll tell you something, and then 10 years later they'll do it. So, prime example, something we're about to experience that they've already previously told us was shutting down the federal government. You know, Obama shut down the federal government, the military, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they say you can't do that. What do you? They turn it back on. They were like, I knew he could do it. Meanwhile, years passed. I said, and I predicted it. I don't know if I got it on video, but I knew what it was going to be because I paid attention, like you said. And fuck it, I knew on Trump's second year, February, they were going to goddamn do the government shutdown shit. I knew they were going to turn it back on, but all the shit in September, it might not even be in September, it might be next September or some shit like that. But that's when they, you know what I'm saying, they're going to really shut it down. No, that's the first year of this shit, so it'll probably be the second year. This is the last good summer. Enjoy the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because in about 2 years, shit is going to be really fucked up. That's just off my observation. It's not like I watched some fucking asshole on TV and was like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, this is from my observation. My observations have been right. I knew the market was going to crash. All this shit. You know what I'm saying? I predicted, called it all of it, only because I paid attention. If somebody says this one or that one, pick, and they don't give you any information, or you got a box, here and a box there, and they say pick, and the color, one is black, one is red, and you don't have any information, you can just pick black or red, it won't mean nothing. But the more you understand that red is the fastest vibrating color, and that, or in this show, normally the black box has the expensive thing, or the more information you have, it's harder to make a decision. And a lot of these people are making decisions with little to no information. They're walking into the future with little to no information and thinking it's 1995 or some shit like that, and it's 2021. They're thinking all of these motherfuckers that's getting into the market, and they're like, oh yeah, damn, this shit goes low and the market crashed, so now I can buy it. It's gonna go back up. They don't realize that these companies, even at the low when the market crashed, they were still overvalued. They don't understand quantitative easing, where the money is basically just holding up the stocks for now until they're ready to let the motherfucker fall on the floor, which is coming. And I don't know. I'm not done, man. I mean, I'm not sure what to say. I feel like I'm rambling on about a bunch of shit that nobody gives a damn. We got Satoshi up here, and there's only one guy up here, and that's why I don't even goddamn go live. I don't go live at all because of the fact that, can you imagine being a creator of Bitcoin, fucking doing some amazing shit, and then you're like, hey, I'm gonna go live and I want to tell everybody about the miracles of Satoshi. And then it's two guys, one CIA and the other one's probably the feds. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Fuck it. So what's going on with you guys out there? Say something cool or something. I don't know. I'm gonna hop in the shower with my chick and give her the nasty once over. You know? Probably go do that, right? Seems like Facebook is them Facebook is really like just stopping motherfuckers from doing or promoting anything. I'm just chilling or yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not plugged in to know what group is pumping and whatnot, when and shit like that. But the way it seems as if, and I've seen this before, it's the motherfuckers called the crypto nerds or whatever. Well, I've seen other groups, but I never actually seen them. But I've been inside the crypto nerds group to see like what they got going on and shit. And basically, it's a bunch of financially financially illiterate, fucking ambitious people. I remember a long time ago somebody said, if you give a guy ambition, but he doesn't have motivation or something like that, if you give him one thing without the other, you just got a fucking asshole with a bunch of ambition to do dumb shit or something. And that's basically what I'm saying. It's like a bunch of motherfuckers like, oh, I need to get about. These are the type of people that refer to money as bread. They'd be like, yo, I gotta get some bread. I'm about completely financial illiterate. And these motherfuckers that do seminars and be like, oh, passive income, whatever, and they get them in some kind of pyramid scheme. Then they'd be like, oh, well, but we got a new thing. And these same motherfuckers was on some stock shit. And I'm like, that's stupid as fuck. I'm telling my dude, I'm like, don't do that. That shit is dumb as shit, man. And now crypto's booming and shit. And they're like, oh, we got another thing. We're learning about this space and this is what we're doing. And so you got a bunch of it's the blind leading the blind. It's the fucking it's the worst shit ever, yeah. And that's exactly how I feel about some of these damn crypto channels. It's the blind leading the blind. And they might know about one thing, but they don't have enough information to actually process the world around them. You know, like let's just say everything, every single fucking thing you could possibly know about Bitcoin. Let's say you're Satoshi Nakamoto, right? But if you don't know anything else but just the shit about Bitcoin and crypto, then you're not sure how the market's going to affect it. You're not sure how the government's going to affect it. You're not sure how other governments are going to affect it. And what other governments are going to go through, that's going to be a strain on other governments, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger picture than fucking the price going down and coming up and doing contracts that don't really mean shit. Like, but they don't know that. They're gonna have to find that out the hard way. Yeah, man. Big picture is very important. You know. Very important. I got a rich friend, or what's that? I got it. I work for. I manage one of his beach houses. It's fucking ridiculous. It's 2 point something. Might as well say $3 million beach house, movie theaters, and then all the shit. He basically went some years back to save Europe and shit. He's like a micromanager guy. He'll come in, look at your company, and tell you all the shit you need to do. Stop doing this. Cut these people off. Do this, use that type of paper, fucking switch companies from here and use this distributor. That's what he doing, whatever, right? And he does that for banks. You know what I'm saying? And long story short, he told me not to mess with Bitcoin, so on and so forth. Yeah, he's got a bunch of money, but he knows his system. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't. He's so fixated on what 1995 was like or whatever was like that he doesn't actually see that things are changing. It's just like Blockbuster saying, we don't need to fucking mail movies. We don't need the internet. We're Blockbuster. They didn't see the changes that were coming. They were so. And meanwhile, this person, he lives in fucking Australia. Australia is all fucked up and they been fucked up for like a year. And I remember sending him shit like, yo, this shit is crazy over here, man. You sure you know what you're doing now? Australia, for example, with finance and what's about to happen in America, that's not happening yet, but it's coming soon. Australia, damn, you can only take out like $500. They're telling you what to do with your money. And I think it's France, some part of Europe. They are last year they were saying we're broke, we need help, this, that, and the third, and we want a certain percentage. And then the next day they was like, okay, we want. They did an order to go from the banks to where they go into people's safety deposit boxes and get a certain percentage out of everybody's safety deposit boxes. Like people don't see that type of shit coming. They don't even realize this type of shit is going on. You know, all the governments are sold out. They all fake, man. All that shit is fake. Man. Long story short, as far as the governments and how they all collude together, you got uh, Nazi Germany. Hitler got all the scientists. He's doing all of this shit. Bunch of countries go in there and stop him from doing what he's doing. They take over the research. They doing all of the same shit. Like with the in America, like all the shit. Crack comes from Hitler. NASA, fucking what was it? The Health Association. It's the spine, and then you got the two snakes going around about to attack the head with the wings on it, like this. That's all Nazi shit. You know what I'm saying? The way we America practice medicine, all that shit. And so America went and fucking got their fucking uh they got their little fucking I don't know how to say it, but you go over to the country and say, hey, we'll protect you, but you gotta do what we say. And who what? I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? They got all of these countries the same way that damn near got us living here, where it's like grocery stores, like, oh well, if you don't goddamn like it, then you can't eat no more. So all of these countries, you know, they took the bait and now they, you know, World Health Association for uh, Bill Gates push for vaccination. Yeah, Bill Gates. Yo, look, there's a guy who got the as far as the coronavirus shit, that shit is full of shit. But the motherfucker, somebody's got a fucking a patent on it and had a patent on it beforehand. And now they're talking about suing them and all this little fake shit. And yeah, like this is what look. If you look up back in 2017 or something, everything that's going on now, they had plays, they had actors play like they're reporters and panels and news, all that shit. I forgot what it's called, but literally everything that's happening, everything that's going to happen has already been played out. Not only that, I could tell you with a good degree of certainty that this not going to be over. They're going to keep doing this shit till 2025. Yeah, they want to push vaccinations on people, saying, yeah, they're trying to get rid of the useless eaters. They want to get rid of as many useless eaters as possible. If you goddamn watching football and basketball and hockey and goddamn you don't understand anything in finance or how the world works and you just want to go to the grocery store for your food, you don't grow any fruits or vegetables or anything, and you're just sitting around being a fucking useless eater, then they're gonna take you out, because you just sitting there eating, and you're not paying attention to anything else going on. And motherfuckers like, here, eat this, and you just want to eat it. I was told to wear a mask. I was told to do this. I was a fucking asshole at that point. I remember when I first learned about eugenics and the whole useless eater shit. I was like, that's so incompassionate. How could they do that with this, that, and the third? But fast forward some years later, I'm not really sociable, but when I be around people in a social situation and I see how fucking belligerent and useless motherfuckers are, it's like, damn, you really are a useless eater. Yo. You should be euthanized. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it, man. I mean, I can't save the world. I tried to save the world when I was 20. Tried to help people when I was 30. I just turned 40, and I see people as useless eaters now most of the time. I'm gonna be straight up with you. You know, motherfuckers ain't never been about shit. Motherfuckers grew up watching Tyler Perry and goddamn Princess and all of this other little bullshit motherfuckers think, you know what I'm saying? They don't even live in the real world. So how can they be useful? If we're not even living in the same world, how could a motherfucker be useful? Did I ever come across this guy's channel? Who is this guy? I'll check it out. Is that the name of the channel? Is it called This Guy's Channel, or are you looking up something? Shit, the only channels I would say that's really Chico Crypto and fucking whose channel is it called? This guy, is that the name of it, or is it who? I mean, I don't know. Okay, that's the World Health Organization. That's why you were saying. Okay, so who's this guy? I thought with Chico Crypto and Dollar Vigilante off the top of my head. That's who. Okay, but yeah, Chico Crypto. This motherfucker breaks new news every day. And the Dollar Vigilante, it gives you a bunch of news you probably miss, you know? And I appreciate both of them. About to go check this out, what she was saying.
We in live production, you know, we have part 1, 2, do what it do on this, on
No.
you know what it is.
All right, I'm on the guy's page. Uh, uh,
Are you ready to be heard? Learn music production online
looks like
at the Los Angeles
a bunch
Recording School, a
of
division of the Los Angeles.
conspiracy theories and shit. He gonna break down some celebrity sacrifices or some shit. It's a mixture. Okay, it's a mixture of just a bunch of shit. Gospel quotes. KRS-One up here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's how I know a lot of the shit that I be knowing, because when Obama got elected, it was the first time. Yeah, I checked him out. I'm gonna check him out. I subscribe. But yeah, I was a big conspiracy theorist because I voted for Obama the first time I ever voted, and then after that, I started paying attention. They were bombing the shit out of Israel for a week after they, and all kind of shit was just going on. I'm like, what the fuck going on? So I started paying attention and being active. I stopped being a fucking useless eater and woke the fuck up because I started actually. I noticed if you notice one thing in the world, you notice another thing. Next thing you know, what the fuck going on? You're awake now. So you were probably a Trump voter. That's why you're in the conspiracy theories right now, because you're waking up. You saw one thing, another thing, and now you're learning all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah. I studied a bunch of conspiracy theory shit. That's how I have like a more broader understanding of the shit that's going on around me. You know what I'm saying? I deal with the music industry. I understand the spells and all this other little bullshit, the subliminal shit in television, radio, color palettes. I done study all that shit, and I'm in that industry, so I understand it very well. I haven't really watched TV, and I started watching TV recently because my girl be watching shows and shit, and I've watched like 3 movies in the last couple of weeks. But before that, I haven't watched movies in at least 10, maybe 12 years. You know? No movies, no TV. My mom will be like telling me about a storm or some shit. Like I completely plugged out of that and looking at everything else, like real news. You know what I'm saying? Them, yeah, the one world government, they want to bring back Obama. Yeah, man, fuck it. It don't matter who's the figurehead. When Trump first got elected, I called him Bush for the 2 years. I'd be like, yeah, well, Bush, right? Because all of the same people who were in Bush's cabinet is in Trump's cabinet. You just got a different motherfucker in front of the microphone, but the organization behind them and the structure and everything. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like when you register to vote, you literally say, "I'm a useless eater and I don't understand anything and I believe in this bullshit and sign me up." And when you do that, you lose a bunch of freedoms. Just look it up. Do some research. When you register to vote, you don't even have to vote. Just register to vote. You lose a bunch of freedoms, and it's pretty much what it is. You know what I'm saying? I didn't vote. If I would have voted though, I would have voted for Trump. If I was a useless eater, because I'm a fucking asshole. He's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? We're on the same shit. We want to get some money together. I started a C Corp corporate entity 2016 because I knew this shit was coming. And I wanted my company to be mature, and now it is. You know? So, yeah. I just figured I'd get up here and talk some shit, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and, get my live stream together where I could get some information. I'm gonna do some promotion, seeing if I can get some people that want to hear what I have to say. And if that happens, I'll continue to do more shit. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it. And I don't know. Let's check the markets real quick. You know, since I don't have any stop losses, what's going on in the market? I'm so out of it. I'm using damn. I'm using Coinbase. All the Coinbase. All the coins I got is on Coinbase. So you know I ain't really got no. I just wanted to get Bitcoin. I wanted to get Litecoin. Then I wanted to get Chainlink. I got all that shit. You know, I should. And as usual, when you find out you're right, you wish you would have invested more, and that's where I'm at with it. Don't look like the market's doing anything. The shit that everybody was pumping into yesterday is down 19%. And normally, I notice the pattern where instead of going into a stable coin, these different communities will migrate into another coin. Like one community start migrating to a coin, another one start migrating to a coin, and eventually, whoever has the most, it's like they'll all start migrating into that one coin, and you'll see it start to pump. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But it's a lot of fucking. It's a lot of It's a lot of the blind leading the blind this year. There's a bunch of stupid people that don't know shit, trying to figure it out, telling even dumber people that, hey, yeah, no, this, and they don't even know shit. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. All right, I guess this is gonna be the end of this one. I'm gonna figure out how to do my live streaming. If you want to see more, if you want to support, click the thumbs up thing, and maybe I'll come back and talk some more shit. Tell you about the food shortages and where it's coming, what to look for, things of that nature, because I'll do that, you know. I see that there's only one like. So if I come back to this video and somebody watched it all the way to this point and there's not a bunch of damn likes on this shit after I'm telling you to like it, I'm not gonna waste my energy here, you know. I could be damn reloading shotgun shells or fucking melting down chips and getting silver out of it. I could be doing all kind of shit. I could be in our room, you know, blowing cum at my chick, you know, shooting loads at her face or something. So take care, bro. Yeah, all right, man. Definitely appreciate you, man. Hope you subscribe, and